off all these mugs again, clear it all up. I'll say it once again. If you don't like me that much, there's a barn at the side here. Step in it with me. Lock us in, and the best man will walk out, no holds barred. But again, a disclaimer, serious harm, can I care, or will I care? Pour that in your pipe and smoke it, tossers.
Oh, fucking twat.
It's good, everyone. Who we got in the house? Eldon Joe Gaming. Salute to you, my good man. Hope you're well. Thanks for coming through. Don't normally do a live in the week, but I thought my son's birthday's gone out with his mum, so I couldn't be asked to go to the gym. So I thought I might as well talk about the weekend's boxing. Gary Tracy, salute to you, my good brother. He's put, hey, Loz, hey, to you. Lord, when Benavidez was holding yard and hitting him with 17 punches, disgraceful. I have to go back and watch that fight because I only saw the first 3 rounds. You having a beer, Loz? Yeah, funnily enough, I've got a few left over from the weekend. I brought way too many. Let me get this off the screen. So yeah, I'm only going to have a couple, obviously, because I've got work in the morning. Smash the like button on the way in, please. If you'd be much appreciated. Notifications. Fuck off. Yeah, I've got some of these air dingers. Should be called umdinger. It knocks you for 6. Some of this German fucking rocket fuel left over from the weekend. I'm gonna have 1 or 2 of them and talk a bit of boxing. Right, let's get stuck in then, because I'm not going to be on long, about an hour, something like that. So quickly, I've got quite a lot to get through. So I just want to go through the boxing, what I saw. Fight of the night for me was this Sam Noakes versus Abdullah Mason. What a cracking fight that was. From the bell, it was a war. I could tell within the first round. This is just my observation. Someone just said that the American it was a slugfest. Yeah. Something, I don't know why, but something just said to me that Abdullah Mason was going to win. I don't know why. I think it was because of the movement, and I don't know. He just looked more clean around the edges. Sam Noakes was a little bit stiff for me, but he did well, and it was a shame because he got the cut in round 3 above the eye, and that sort of it ruined the fight in a way, because obviously he's fighting out of one eye and he's got the blood pissing in his eye, but he had some good rounds. When he hit Abdullah Mason, did you see his head get rocked back? But the American with the uppercuts and then body punches, it was just a great fight, and both fighters should be proud of one another. It's a shame Sam Noakes lost, but fucking hell, that for me, that's boxing, man. That's boxing all over. That was just a great fight. I thought the ref was great as well. He just let him carry on. Mike, salute to you, my good man. Hope you well, Mr. Johnson. Thanks for coming through. Benavidez is a problem. He stopped yard earlier than Beterbiev. Eldon Game, salute to you, man. For A up, Loz. Credit to Yard for taking the fight nobody else did. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm going to come on to that because I was watching a few channels the other day, and then I'll talk about that. Just give me a few minutes and I'll skip through to it quick. But yeah, this was a cracking fight, man. Both guys, for me, did me proud. It was that Abdullah Mason, man. That kid's world class, man. And so Sam Noakes, he'll come again. Like I say, it was a shame he got cut, clash of heads. But I thought the ref was superb. How he just, he left them to. He just let them get on with it, and it was a bloody good war. It was a damn good war. For me, fight of the night. For me, that by a country mile. that was fight of the night for me. But I look forward to seeing both of these. I'd love to see this fight again somewhere later on down the line. Because, like I say, that's probably the best fight I've seen this year. That, if I'm honest, I can't think there's probably been a better fight. But for me, that was definitely the fight of the night anyway. So well done to both of them. Right. Then I watched Bam Rodriguez. I watched that fight against that Martinez. Was it Rodrigo Martinez? What can I say? Two undefeated fighters. Bam Rodriguez stopped him in round 10. Bam Rodriguez has got to be in the top 5 pound for pound. Easy. The guy is world class, man. His movement, I loved his slipping and sliding, everything, his footwork. The Argentine really didn't have any answers for him, and Bam just broke him down round by round and got a 10th round knockout. But credit to the Argentine man, because he had some leather, that kid did. Oh yeah, I've read that. He had some leather, but what a cracking fight! So Bam Rodriguez is now got 3 world titles plus the Ring magazine, one more, and he's undisputed. That's right. Second best fight of the night for me. That was. It was a fucking good card, man. That was. Sorry for swearing. Right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it all then, because I'm trying to go through it pretty quick because I've got other things I want to cover. Right, this didn't live up to what I thought it was going to. Devon the Dream Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Well, I got it completely wrong. That's one thing I can say. I got that completely wrong. I had Brian Norman Jr. to beat Devon Haney because of the Ramirez fight, which I watched, and he was just on his bike all night. And like I say, I watched it to round 10, and I turned it off because it was fucking boring, man. And I just thought, with Brian Norman Jr. being on the roll, which he's been on, excuse me, um, I expected, I did say, who did I say it to? It might have been Outlaw. I did say to someone the other day, I had a funny feeling, even though I picked Brian Norman Jr. to win, I did have a funny feeling that Devon Haney was going to pull it off because there's something about Devon Haney when he fights these big punches. He had Regis Prograde 2.0 written all over it. Something was telling me because he dealt with Regis Prograde very easy. He seems to deal with big punches very easy. I'll come back to it. Was yeah. No shame getting it wrong, Loz. Oh, cheers, man. Good win for Devon, Loz. Yes, absolutely it was. Credit where credit's due. Now, I don't want to take anything away from him, but I don't know. You got to do what you got to do to get a win, haven't you? But I didn't like the excessive holding he was doing. But he did what you got to do. I don't know. It was. I think because I thought that there was going to be a more of a tear up. You know, Devon knocked him down. I couldn't understand why he didn't. Mind you, might have wanted to just play it safe, but I didn't understand why he didn't go for the kill. Did Brian Norman Jr. look like he was there for the taking? I don't think so because he got up and he didn't. He wasn't like he did have a little bit of not a wobble, but a bit off balance. But he didn't look like he was in any serious trouble. And then Devon ploughed it on him, and he covered up well. I just think that Brian Norman Jr., if I'm honest, give my honest opinion, I just think he's not as good as what I thought he was, or Is it that Devon's better than what I thought he is? Because obviously the confidence has gone out of him since the Garcia fight, but it soon come back that night. He ain't got no chin. That's why he didn't put his foot on the gas. Norman reminded him a few times. Yes, Mike, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I said before. Did he want to encounter with him? Haney could have got him out of there, but he couldn't figure it out to worry about getting. Oh, sorry, he's too worried about getting caught. Yeah, could be, Mike. I don't know, man. I have to give the man credit. He dealt with him pretty easy, really, didn't he? But it was a bit frustrating as well because every time I feel that Brian Norman Jr. went on the inside to work, he was grabbing him, he was holding him a lot. I don't know what do you lot think? But at the end of the day, he got the win, and he's put himself back on the map for these big fights. Not that he was ever really off the map, but his confidence now after that win will be buzzing through the roof. So it's interesting. I'm going to come back to Devon Haney because I've got other things I want to cover about it. Because I was listening to Ryan Garcia the other night, and the beef between him and Conor Benn seems to be continuing because they've had beef for a long time. So I don't know. For me, I was disappointed in the fight because not because Devon Haney won. I was disappointed in it because I thought it'd be more of a like this like the Abdullah Maisel Sam Noakes fight. I thought there'd be more of a dust up in it, but it wasn't. It was sort of I don't know. It wasn't lived up to the best anyway. But he got the win and he did what he needed to do. So kudos to the lad. Right, I didn't watch. I didn't watch the Anthony Yard. Let's talk about this. David Benavidez. I saw the first 3 rounds, I think it was, or maybe the first 2, and then I went to sleep because it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't stay up any later. My eyes were burning. But what I've seen the first couple of rounds, and then I woke up in the morning and I saw the knockdown. Uh, who's that? Bruce Gas, cannabis educator. Ah, Bruce Gas, salute to you, my old man. Oh, that's your other channel. Salute to you, Bruce. Thanks for coming through, brother. So yeah, I watched the first couple of rounds and then I fell asleep. But I watched the highlight knockout in the morning on YouTube. I call it on YouTube. What I did see, and what I'm going to say is, Benavidez was superb. Anthony Yard, I saw too much pitter patting from him, but I do believe that, like someone's just said, he was holding and hitting Yard. And I've just watched an interview with Frank Warren. Warren was on about when he went down and he continued hitting him when he was on the floor. Pretty much, Loz Yard was in better shape, but he couldn't withstand those punches. No, now the thing with Benavidez, as you know, yeah, like you say, Mike, it's the volume of punches what he throws, and his relentless pressure from him. I did see Yard backed up all the time on the ropes in the corner, and he seemed to be doing all pitter patting, which I couldn't understand that. And I watched the first couple of rounds, and someone said he's going to lose this fight. And I turned it off and went bed, and I woke up, and he did. But was Yard finished, or was just Ben? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because if you look back to the Lyndon Arthur fight, and you look back to the Polish lad who he fought before Lyndon Arthur, the Polish lad, Yard looked terrible in that fight. He really did. And this is when I always thought that Yard would beat Boazzi, but after Yard fought that Polish guy, I always said that Boazzi would beat him because it was like he just aged overnight like that. So was it the? It's not for me. It wasn't the best version of Anthony Yard, if I'm honest. And I think Anthony Yard is done. I think he was done before that fight. And then Loz and chat. Salute to you, James Jameson. Different levels, Loz. Yard got battered. Right, yeah. Yard is being trained by Mr. Olympia and not a boxing match. Yeah. Now I've seen talking of Yards and Tundi. Everybody's going in on Tundi this week. Everybody saying he's. I've seen some channels saying he's useless. I've seen Talksport saying people saying he should have got rid of him. Do I blame Tundi? I don't blame Tundi, and I'll tell you the reason why I don't blame him. Even though he's not that good of a trainer, for me, it's down to Anthony Yard. If Anthony Yard had stuck with him, and people have said this for years, it's not like it's just overnight that people have said Tundi's not that good of a trainer. People have been saying this for a long time. So for me, I can't blame Tundi because Anthony Yard must have heard this. He must have seen it. He must have read it. He must have heard it. But he's chosen to stay with Tundi. So therefore, if I can only say the only person you can blame is Anthony Yard because you must have heard people saying that Tundi's cack. I'm not saying he's cack. I'm not saying people are saying he's not that good. He needs to get rid of the coaches. Yeah, too much powerlifting, no good for you. Absolutely. Muscles doesn't make you a boxer. No, does it, Al? And the thing is, the lactic acid is going to set in straight away, isn't it? When you're carrying big, heavy shoulders like him. I just think, me personally, I think Tundi's all right, but he's no boxing, he's no top boxing trainer, is he? But for me, if I was Anthony Yard, and Mike will tell you this if he's still in the chat. I've spoke to Mike about this many years ago. I spoke to Mike about it after the Kovalev fight. I said to Mike, and I think Mike said to me as well, would he agree, that Yard maybe should have left Tundi after the Kovalev fight. This is why I don't blame Jack Catterall for what he did, because I'm not saying I rate Jamie Moore. I think he's a great trainer, but he's been with him all his life and he's not got to where he wanted to. He come close, but Jack Catterall realised it's time to change, and sometimes you've got to change. I'm not saying all the time, like Anthony Joshua. That guy changes trainers like I change my fucking underwear. He's forever changing trainers, isn't he? That for me is. So I suppose sometimes you have to do that, but you've got to the amount of trainers what Anthony Joshua's had, and then people like Jack Catterall who had him all his life, and then decided that now it's time to change. Do you know what I mean? Where I would do that, but Yard has decided to stay with Tundi all his life. He's obviously good mates with him, and he's committed to him. So I can't knock him for that, where his commitment. But for me, I would blame Anthony Yard about it. See what Mike said. The legs tell you everything, nothing to do with lactic acid. It was a punishment. No, Mike. What I'm trying to say, I'm not on about is that. What I'm trying to say, when you carry big muscles, I know this myself through being fucking nearly 17 stone. Put it this way, Mike. This is the easiest way I can explain it to you. When I'm knocking on 17 stone, right, and then I can't do the shit what I can do when I'm 15 stone. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Your muscles wear you out a lot. Carrying that extra weight or all that muscle will wear you down quicker than what it will if you come in lighter. That's what I'm trying to say to you, and all that muscle. It's a fact. Look at Big Frank. If Big Frank Bruno wasn't so bloody muscly, he would have had a better engine than what he was. That's what I'm trying to say. And mate, that was all. Um, you got to have loyalty, but if you're stagnant, better to move on. Totally agree, James Jameson. Whilst we've been saying that for years, some of these trainers can only take you so far, and they're scared to ask for help. Yeah, yeah. Holyfield and Norton didn't gas like that. Uh, Look how soft and flabby Benny looked. Benavides, he was a bit flabby around the midsection. Yeah, Holyfield was juice. Kenny Norton was an elite fighter. Yeah, that's my opinion anyway. Everyone's got their own opinion. For me, for me, Mike, and I think a lot of people might agree with me. I'm not saying they will, but if Anthony Yard wasn't as fucking muscly as what he was, I think he would still have a lot more left in the tank. Me personally, I'm not saying as fighting, but as a gas tank. For me, I'm going to have to go. Like I say, I didn't see the fight, Mike. I only saw the first few rounds, and I saw the highlight of the knockout. So I need to go back and watch it and do a proper assessment on it. But what I'm trying to say to you is, go back and watch the Polish lad. I can't think of his name. The Polish lad who Yard fought before Lyndon Arthur just not so long back, and look at him. He was blowing out of his arse, absolutely blowing out of his arse. Yard was, and that for me was another sign of inactivity plus carrying all that weight. Same when he fought Kovalev, he got knocked out off a jab because he was depleted. It's carrying that weight. I think that muscle. She put look out. Oh yeah, I read that. Well, they always say about the weight, putting the weight down, and I was told by an ex-fighter they never lift weights. Fighters lift weights, of course they do. Uh, bad training laws. Yeah, lifting weights can be good. Heavy weight lifting not so good. No, heavy weightlifting, it takes its toll on your joints, doesn't it, and your bones. That's a fact. Takes a fucking hell, definitely takes a toll on your joints. Definitely. So, like I say, but for me, it wasn't the best version of Anthony Yard. Like I say, I'm repeating myself now, but I watched him against the Polish guy, and that was when I come to the conclusion that Anthony Yard was shot, if I'm honest. I said when I first saw this fight announced, I thought, yeah, because he's always up for the fight, Yard, when he's fighting for a world title. And then said after, I've been saying it all the time I've been live. He's going to get schooled. Didn't think that Benavides would stop him, but I said Benavides will absolutely school him. And he obviously schooled him and stopped him. It's that damaged cartilage, yeah. Tell you what, Bruce, it's bloody more than that with me, mate. Rotor cuff and everything. Got bad tennis elbow in this left elbow. When my dad boxed, he said, "Weights, fuck no." He said, "You work out for 2 hours before you even put the gloves on." Yeah, they do circuit training. I did it when I was a kid. Used to when I did that. I only did it for about a year, but when I did it, the teacher Carl, he used to make you do a circuit straight away. He had a circuit written out on the blackboard, burpees, running around, squat thrust, star jumps, everything, press ups, set ups with the medicine ball. You had to do that first before you would even let you get on the bag, or like Mike said, spar or anything. You had to do that circuit. And then in summer, first thing was you went for a run. That was before you did anything. So yeah. Lots, could you have been a Wimbledon champion? Tennis elbow ruined him. Lol, yeah, yeah. Right, so let me talk about this then. I was watching a channel the other day, right? Some American channel. It's not a channel I'm familiar with, but I was just reading the chat more than anything. And the chat was on about Benavides calling out Bivol, right? They were saying in the chat, Benavides has called Bivol out for over a year and Beterbiev. And I was like reading the chat. Some people were saying not Bivol, Beterbiev would stop him. People were saying Bivol's a duck and all this, and that they were basically what they were saying. What I could see of, they were sort of bad mouthing Bivol, like making out as if Bivol's not as good as Benavides and all stuff like that. Train in hair on your chin, yeah. Oh, Michael, you sound like me fucking mother, man. It's coming off, don't you worry. The cup definitely changed the fight, but I think Mason was just a bit more polished. Both class boxers, absolutely, Roy. Totally agree. And thanks. I don't know what you mean, but I'd like to see that. That's one of the things about what Wilder that. Oh right, yeah, I get what you say. Winds me up. No road work, skipping and hitting a heavy bag. What a horrible example to set. Yeah, you look like Bud Boxing's little brother. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Fucking Johnson, you dusty foot ninja. Wilder lifts barbells with poor form. Yeah, I know it's terrible, Mike. I look like a fucking tramp, man. But tell you what, Mike, it's been that fucking cold over here the last few days. I don't get it off my face, man. It's fucking freezing. Grow Thomas Magnum mustache loss. No, he's coming off at weekend. Well, fucking, I'm getting ripped for having this Billy Goat scruff. Wilder needs to put them weights down. Yeah, right. For me, who wins this fight then? If these two were ever to fight, right? Who would you go for, Benavides or Dimitri Bivol? And before I go to that, they were saying that he'd been calling out Beterbiev as well, right? Well, I seen what Beterbiev put the other day on his Twitter. He put all you asked me about Benavides' yard. I saw it. Nothing new for me. We two could have had something better, isn't it? So he's on about Benavides fighting him, saying he knew that Benavides was going to beat Yard. Um, so why don't we get it on? For me, Winter Storm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Benavides for me. One sec. Well, yeah, I read that. Right. So you would go with Benavides, would you, over that fight, James? Benavides. Me personally, I would go for Bivol. I think Bivol would be too. I don't know. It'd be a good, damn good fight, man. I don't know. Yeah, I'd go for Bivol, me. Even though he's been very inactive. I would go for Bivol, me. Does David have a bad knee? I don't know. It's a good fight, yeah. Benavides for me. So whoever this channel was, I can't remember what it was. Like I say, I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. I was more reading the chat. But for me, I think these two are still the king. I don't know. It could be time to be thrown out. I don't think Beterbiev's finished yet. I think Beterbiev he's still got something in there. I was reading another tweet what he was saying that his contract with Top Ranks up in June, and he was looking for a new management. and he was saying he wants the best fights out there. And people were saying, "Oh, you need to fight." When I was reading that his this tweet, people were saying like, "Yeah, Bivol should Bivol, the winner of Bivol versus you can fight the winner of Zardo Benavides." Well, why would he want to do that? I couldn't see Better Biev moving up to cruiserweight. Could any of you? Only joking, Loz. Why? What have you put, Loz? Beard gets much greater. Yeah, Santa. Yeah, Tesco's. Lol. That's walking past my door earlier. Fucking bit of emulsion brushed up it. I caught it as I walked through the door. That's emulsion, that mate. That's no grey hairs. That pal. Super fit and super clean living till 40. Yeah, I would, if them two were to pick, I would pick Bivol, Better BF to win that fight. I really would. I think Better BF is still the king. Him and Bivol are the kings of the light heavyweights for me, and I think he is probably still the king, even though I really do like Bivol. But I don't understand this then, because they were saying that Beterbiev and Bivol have ducked Benavides. So if that's the case, why is he moving up? I know some people might say, "Oh well, because he can't get a fight with Bivol," but why is he moving up? Want to fight Zardo then? At cruiserweight? Is it because it's a Mexican thing? I don't know. Loz putting makeup on his beard. Yeah, light heavyweight is the best division in boxing at the moment. Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, it is. I don't know. For me, this is just my personal view without sounding. I'm not dogging Benavides, but for me, I would want to see you fight one of these before you moved up to fighting Zardo. That for me, because I'm not being funny. If you think about it, right, even though Benavides has just beat Yard, Beterbiev did it, what, 3 years ago? When did he fight him? Let me have a look. When did he fight him? Beterbiev box rec. Jesus, fucking never ask Google anything. Type it myself. What's Beterbiev? Yeah. Just one sec. When did he fight Yard? Oh, it's not that long ago. Well, nearly 2 years ago. January 2023. So it's 2 years ago. So I think Yard was a better fighter then. If I'm honest, Yard's never really looked the same since the Better BF fight. Who's he fought since then? Who's Yard fought? He fought that Polish lad, didn't he? God, I hate Box Rec with all its fucking advertising. When you try and look at something, Anthony Yard, right? When did he fight that Polish lad? Better BF. He fought someone. Don't even know who that is. George Silva, Marco Nikolic, whatever his bloody name is. I don't know. It wasn't him. See that? It was Vilkans. I think it was him. It was one of them two. So Yard since the fight with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's had 5 fights over the last 2 years. That's pretty inactive, if I'm honest. Saying that, it's more than what Better BF's had over then. Better BF's only fought 3 times since then. Callum Smith, Dimitri Bivol twice. Bloody hell. Lots was you drink. Lots what you drinking. These German fucking pocket rockets, Erdingers. Erdinger, it's called. It's fucking well strong, man. 5.3. Yard and Bivol are totally different boxers. Yeah, Yard has never been able to finish a fight against an elite. Yeah, growing a grey beard is easy when you're over 50. Yeah, does that taste good, that beer? Yeah, it's well nice. You get them in Sainsbury's, £2.50 a bottle. I brought 4 of them at weekend, but I only drunk 3, and this is left over from the weekend. I love German, Spanish, Portuguese beer, stuff like that. I don't drink French beer. I'm not a massive fan of German beer, all of it. Some of it tastes like shit sometimes, but that's well nice. It does knock you for thing. So yeah, so I don't know. Right, let's talk about this. Fish Eyes has been on Talksport today, saying he could. Well, they did a bit of clickbait because it was Frank Warren. Frank Warren explains that Tyson Fury will be back in 2026, and then when you watch the interview, he's saying Frank's saying that he could be coming back, but Frank couldn't keep a straight face. He wasn't really looking at the camera, so I expect to see Tyson Fury. I've said it all along. Now he's got all the Netflix out of the way. I expect to see him next year, most definite. Who against? I think personally he'll fight Usyk, but that's another story. But Frank Warren's saying that it's possible that he could be coming back for next year, early next year. What did he say? Was it April? Could be looking at April that he could be getting on. Right. Kroner is lovely. Yeah, yeah, it is. Does that taste? Yeah, I've read that. Right. Let's talk about this then. Did any of you see Conor Benn and Eddie Hills in the it was quite cringy, to be honest. Did any of you see Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn ringside when Devin Haney fought Brian Norman Jr. and Conor Benn put his hood up and put his head on Eddie Hearn's shoulders to say this fight's fucking boring. Now, these two have had a bit of beef for a while because I follow them both on Twitter and they've been going at each other for a long time over the years. Conor Benn put, Devin Haney, you little Ming, you are still suing Ryan, for battery. Come fucking hell, Oz. Come see me soon, and you'll actually get involved in an exciting fight. We know where you practiced all that hugging, meaning like when you were knocked out. And Haney's put, you same bitch nigger that tried to come and say what's up and shake my hand last night. Then you go on Twitter, talk tough. That's why I ain't shaking your hand because you really a bitch. That's why you fucking hell, my eyesight's terrible. I know you really a bitch. That's why you tucked your tail in and walked away. You want to argue on the internet for clout. So these two have been going at it, right? I've seen Outlaws done a few videos. I dislike both. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of both of them, if I'm honest. But Outlaw did a video the other day, talking about it up, and I said to Outlaw, I I think Devin Haney would fucking wipe the floor with him. I do. I never did at first because I watched the Jose Ramirez fight, and I did a video in the morning, and I was in my car, and I said he ain't beating Conor Benn, man. I said there's no way Devin Haney's beating. See, because it seemed like Ryan Garcia had took his soul, but then after watching that at the weekend and watching the Conor Benn fights, I'm like, gone back to thinking, no, I think Devon Haney would fucking whitewash him. I do. Because Conor Benn, for me, he's too. Haney would school Ben. Yeah, absolutely he would. Pliance, them two. Yeah, I just like both of them. Yeah. Uh, the thing is with me with Conor Benn, he throws a lot of punches. Yeah, he's got a bit of power. He hasn't got the power what his dad had, but he's got average power. But he's one dimensional for me, Conor Benn. He's charge forward and throw loads of punches. Hooks, always looking for the hooks to the body, to the head. Saying that he did use his jab a lot in the second fight against Eubanks, but for me, Eubanks has been drained. He's been boiled down to. He had every advantage over Chris Eubanks Jr. And for me, I can't go off that saying that even though he got the win, Chris Eubanks Jr. in that second fight, he looked pish. He looked shit. He looked like he didn't want to get himself involved. Ben is a limited fighter, yeah. Wilder, bro. Chris Shields and Haney are American Shakespeare's. Yeah, I think Haney would just deal with him, no problem. I would much. I don't think he'd beat Brian Norman Jr. I honestly don't. And if you think about it, he's not had a fight at welterweight for 3 years. So if he was to come down to 147 after he's been fighting at 160 and 154, that would be like what he did to Eubanks. He'd be boiling himself down to come down to 147. But knowing Conor Benn, there'd be a catch in it somewhere. It'd be a catch weight. There definitely would. It wouldn't. I couldn't see it being at 147. And I don't mean to dog him, but I just think he's. The thing with Conor Benn for me, as you know, a lot of it is obviously the egg business, but it's the arrogance of the man. You think you. For me, you think you're better than what you are. You have not proved nothing really. You beat an old, boiled down Chris Eubanks Jr. Devon Haney is a free weight world champion, a former undisputed champion. He's been in with world class fights. He's taken titles from fucking good operators. You've not done nothing. What's your claim to fame? Beating a boiled down Chris Eubanks. And really, there shouldn't have been a rematch because you got beat in the first fight. That's why I wasn't against it, but I wasn't that interested in the fight because they called it revenge. How was it revenge when, not revenge, what was it? Unfinished business. Unfinished business, mate. You got dealt with in the first fight. So, I don't know. Haney's jab would jab and hold, yeah, or run and hold, yeah. Uh, when Ben said Haney is suing Ryan for battery, as Ben is not a PEDS cheat. Well, yeah, good point. Good point. Toby Bartlett, salute to you, my good man. He's put salute Big Loz and chat. Salute to you, bro. Hope you're well, Toby. Doing well, my brothers. Oh, salute to you. So I'll be very careful of what you wish for, Conor Ben, because you've got this real big arrogant ego about you, and I don't know why you're trying to play the bad man all the time, the pantomime villain all the time. You can be a bad man without being a bad knob, if you know what I mean. You know, that's just how I see him. I see this guy as like a really cocky, arrogant son of a gun, and that's what puts me off him because you're talking to other fighters like they've done nothing when these are elite fighters who have achieved good things, greatness, and you have not achieved nothing. You've never won a belt. You've never won a belt. You've won what? A trinket belt, which isn't a belt. Devin Haney is a multiple world champion. And for me, I just think Devin Haney would beat him up easy. I think he really would. And like I say, see how you see what how you take it. But that's my honest opinion. Until I see Conor Benn fighting someone in his own division or an elite fighter, then I can make my assessment of him. Because for me, Eubanks is a good fighter, but he's not a brilliant fighter. And he's 35 years of age, not been that active, and he's been boiled down. So you've got the upper hand on him all the time. And when you let's put it this way, when you fought them two guys at 154, the Mexican with the bad mullet and the dude after, you couldn't fucking put a dent in them. You hit that Mexican with the bad mullet with everything but the kitchen sink, and he basically laughed at you. And Pistola Pete was whipping your ass towards the end of the fight. You hit Pistola Pete with everything, and then round 12 and fucking round 11, Pistola Pete had you holding on. He was knocking 10 barrels out of you. So, Conor Benn, mate, you're punching above your weight for me. You're punching above your weight. For me, Devin Haney would sort him out, no problem. Haney is not that type guy. He will lose. Tough guy, Mike. I know I'm not. He will. He probably will do, Mike. But I'm not saying. I don't know. That's your opinion. I just think Devin Haney would beat Conor Benn. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think Conor Benn's that tough guy, Mike. I think he's a tough guy, obviously, but I don't think he's that guy. It was funny when Eubanks Jr. tried to wind up Conor by threatening Nigel to touch him. Yeah, Nigel knew not to take the bait, but Conor did. Yeah. Scumbag Eddie whispered in Turkey's ear to allow this. Yeah, Turkey wanted to see two fights before the first fight was signed, and then you got Turkey's checkbook. You tend to get what you want, yeah. Banner's not world level. He thinks he is the dogs. Haney would humiliate him, and to be honest, I can't wait to see Ben sorted, living off the Ben name. Now, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, Roy. He's coming across. He's trying too hard to be his old man, and I mean, for the younger generation or the casuals, they might see it, but for the older generation and hardcore fans who watched his dad fight all the years, I see all that shit, man. I see stop trying to be your dad. Just be yourself. That's why I said before, you can be a bad man without being a bad knob. You don't need to be a bad knob and make everyone want to hate you because you're arrogant. You don't need to do that. You can still be a bad man in the ring, but just fucking hell, stop going around like you're this killer and all this. You're a silver spoon fed fucking boxer who had everything given to him. So I don't know, man. He just winds me up. El Foul player, salute to you, man. He's put my brother Big Loss no better brethren than the Broskis. Oh, salute to you. I hope you're well, brother. Hope you're well, my good man. New York's finest in the house. Turkey should sign Big Loss and put him on Geordie's Ponce back in Newcastle. Yo, man. Turkey likes the grey beard. You'll be asking old me hand. Nigel was world class juniors, far from it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I don't mean the kid any harm, I don't. I'm just saying, just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. Yeah, I suppose you gotta play the villain sometimes to sell tickets and all this. But this guy is 24/7 trying to be the villain. It just puts me off fighters, that does. It really does. People like Eubanks can do it because they do it because they're good at being the villain. For me, Conor Benn just tries too hard, and you can see it's a bit cringy, if I'm honest. A bad man, a bad knob going on, yeah, true. I knew Pistol Pete was the real deal from a mate in America who Peter used to spar in his gym, so he was never going to knock him out. Yeah, good point. Well, class. Turkey showing who's the boss by holding Frank's hands. Yeah, Pete, not Peter. Lol. Yeah. So I don't know. Right. What else have we got? So quickly, big phrases fighting this weekend. Um, I won't. I'm a bit gutty because I wanted to watch this fight, but I don't watch TV. I don't watch terrestrial TV, and I certainly won't watch the BBC. So I'm gutted. I'm gonna have to watch the highlights on YouTube. I think that's a good fight, me. I really was looking forward to that. I forgot that he'd left Sky and he's now gone with the BBC. But I'm gonna pick. Excuse me. I don't know. I think that's a good fight, man. TKV. He's a good fighter. Uh, be interesting. Be interesting to see who have you got winning that. Free on dodgy stick, big man. Yeah, I need to get my dodgy stick up and running. I let it run out in March this year. I was looking forward to that fight. Fish eyes. Yeah, I read that. James. Talking to Jamie. On a different note, what's the shame about Mark? Mark Kaylor. Who's that? Does TK? I'm fucking my head's all over the place. Have a proper name. Yeah, Jamie something. I don't know what the rest of it is. I'm going to pick Big Phrase, I think. I think Big Phrase might just win that. What are you laughing at, James? And his return of Booker T. Booker T's fighting this week against our Gav, Ben Whitaker. I will watch this because this is on the zone, and I've got the zone. I don't know who this dude is who he's fighting, Gav. Uh, but Booker T's back in action this week. Just hope he don't backflip him over the ropes. Look what I said to James above was James Turkey was pounding Frank with 12. Oh, I'm not reading that. I'm not reading that. You crazy dude. I'll watch this. That'd have been a good card if that was. I do like Ben Whitaker. If that was on, and I was more interested in this though, because I think this is a good fight. I think this is a good. This is a good domestic dust up. This. I'm going to pick Big Phrase for that, probably on points. Uh, I don't know who that. Yeah, I don't. I haven't got a clue who he is, Mike. Um, but I'll watch this and I'll do a video straight after Ben Whitaker versus Gav. I just call him Gav because I can't say that what the hell that is. I'll go Clark. Yeah, yeah. Loz got Phrase and Ben. Hi, Loz. Oh, salute to you advertise, but Loz, I got Phrase and Ben Whitaker. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go for Ben Whitaker only because I don't know who this other dude is, and he's quite exciting. But I'm gonna go for Big Phrase, yeah, to win. Ben easy win, yeah. I'll go Clark, Ben, yeah. So right, I think that's it. I think that's it. Great night of boxing though. Uh, for me, I wouldn't mind. Oh, just quickly, I've seen this on Facebook. Just one of them fantasy fights. Bam Rodriguez, I think they said at flyweight. I can't remember. Was it 122? And Niue versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Who would you go for? Uh, good fight, man. Good fight. I'd go probably for a Niue because of the power. Even though I think Jesse, I don't know, man. The thing with Bam Rodriguez for me, he seems to get better and better every fight. Even from when he beat oh God, what's his name? Sonny Edwards. When he flogged him, he's just got better and better every time. Anyway, yeah, I think it'd be because of the power for me. Anyway, as a decent fighter, I think Bam's more slicker, if I'm honest, my opinion. But I do like Inoue. I love how Inoue jumps in, throws his combos, and gets out. But he's got ferocious power, hasn't he, Inoue? So it's be whether or not Bam could take that power. It's a good fight though, and I've heard a few people talking about it. I'm not sure if Eddie Hearn mentioned it as well. Could be something what they're looking at. But I think the main factor is they want that last belt for him to become undisputed. Not seeing much of a new way. A new way's class, man. I've watched quite a lot of New Age fights, all the way going back from the Gavin McDonald one, when McDonald went over to there and got knocked out. Because it seems to be at one point, every time a New Age fought, I was off work or it was a bank holiday. So I was catching him. I did catch one of his fights on my dinner break, actually. Kayla versus Christie. Look it up, was. Christie is in the woman boxer, Christie. Uh, I will do. I'll look it up after. Fury still mad. What Dick Turkey did, yeah. Well, they're talking about him coming back, aren't they? Frank's been on Talksports today, saying he could be back in February, not February, April next year. But I'm sure we'll be making bids on it because by then, I think you'll have an announcement of who Alexander Usyk will be fighting. Because he'll be fighting early next year, Usyk, I believe, round about that time. I think get Christmas out of the way, get the winter out of the way, and then I think you probably see Usyk fight. Fury calling Turkey Dick Turney. And yeah, Dick Turney. I did a video once calling John Fury Dick Turney. No, I haven't got the picture. I did have the picture. God, man, look at all these old fucking background pictures. What I did. That's when I was on a roll, man. When I was fucking blathering Tyson Fury for ducking Usyk. Did loads of them. That one, liar. That one about Usyk. That was Conor Ben in the Peds. That one. God, I did loads, man. Still got that picture, I think. Yeah, that one. The fucking propaganda machine. Fucking hell. That was years. That's about 2 years old, that, when I did that. I don't know. Good times, eh? How was John Dick Turney? Rob Travers, yeah, good old Dick Turney, his fish eyes, greatest grandfather, yeah. Usyk should let AJ and Fury fight for the IBF, and we'll see 3 times, yeah. That's Sydney Sweeney up the smoke bomb is playing Christie in the movies. Right, okay. That's fucking funny as fuck, Big Loz. Dick Turney. Yeah, I did it 1 year. I did loads for John Fury. It's a bit shit now. John Fury's gone quiet. He come back a little bit last week, didn't he? With Joe Egan. I'll kick you till you shit yourself. Um, but yeah, he's gone all humble now. I might bring Crime Watch back next. When's 1st of December? Is it Tuesday? So I might bring Crime Watch video back on Monday. I don't know yet. I might bring that back because there's been a few spanners this month. I was just thinking about it at work the other day. There's been a few who can go up on the billboard, but I don't know. They seem to have died off the Crime Watch. That's why I've done one for ages. Better watch Big John doesn't kick the shite out of you. Yeah, exactly. Nah, man, Fury and AJ can fight without a belt. Yeah. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. So I might put a community post out, see if you want me to bring it back. If not, I'll just leave it. But I'm gonna try and be more regular on this channel. I want to get my channel back up and running because it's been shit just lately. And KSI and Jake Paul not paying their bets. Yeah, he got that off, didn't he? Irish Fury would just fuck ruthless. John Fury kicking you, yeah, and give you a yeah. I love Triple D with the house party haircut. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. I had loads. I got rid of loads of them. I had Derek Chisora, flat battery, 2%. This one was one of the best ones. I found that on this guy's channel on Twitter. Fucking Daniel. What did he label it? Daniel Dubois waiting to cross over at Wembley to meet Alexander Usyk for the face-off summit. I did loads, man. I had the Gad and fucking Bacon Ears, Fury fanboys. I had loads of them, man. But I've deleted loads of them. Pob, still save that because I always comes up. I had loads of them, but you see, I don't know what I did with them. Right, I'm up out of here. Been on here for an hour now. Prime John Fury versus a prime Don King in kickboxing loss. Yeah, it'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I'd have to go for John Fury because he's unbeaten, isn't he? 100 and 0 on the road, as he says it. The Gad. It's AIDS for your ears. Yeah. John Fury is a loon. Yeah, he's a lunatic. Do you know what makes you laugh though? He always goes on a mad rant, and then when he realizes like a few days later what he's done, he always takes his videos down, and then comes back with his tail between his legs, and then apologizes, and then next thing you know, he goes off his head again. He's always been like that, John. He's like Marmite, isn't he? He's unhinged. The turnip is definitely unhinged. There's no two ways about it. Prime John Fury, was he ever in his prime? Not one bare knuckle fight witness. Good point, Mike. Excuse me. Big Don King has two bodies on his resume. You fucking ruthless you are. Hit the like, guys, and support the channel. Oh, salute to you. Thank you very much. Don King literally kicked the shit out of one guy for $80. Yeah. James, two known bodies. Yeah. I got Don King. He kicked someone to death years ago. Big John would shit himself. Yeah. Probably. You're not going anywhere. Fucking hell, I'm freezing in this back bedroom. And put my eating on, man. I'm fucking freezing. Right, peace out, everyone. I'll be back Friday, I think. If not, I'll do a reaction video to the Ben Whittaker fight. I might go live. It all depends because my son's birthday today, so I'm going out Saturday with him. Do something. I'm going to take him up Bakewell. Go Bakewell for a fucking day out. So yeah. So I don't know. Right, peace out, everyone. Eldon, salute to you, man. James Jameson, Toby Bartlett, salute to you, my good man. Michael Johnson, salute to you, bro. James Jameson, Avatar, salute to you. Who else have we got in the house? A random duo, salute to you. Oh, Triple D, sneaking out. Fucking hell, he's been in for ages. I didn't even know. Salute to you, Triple D. Roy Bradley, salute to you. I think I've got everyone. If I've missed you, I've missed you. Have a great rest of your week, and I maybe see you Friday or Saturday. If not, I'll definitely catch you in the week, and I'll catch you next weekend, most definite. Peace out, everyone. Have a good week.